All right. Good evening. Welcome to the Nasdaq Nation, where we look at the NQ live market. Let's see here. So I have been hold on a second. Whoa, hold on. How do I get rid of this? Bro, I don't know how to get rid of this. What? Hold on. I'm sorry. What's going on here? Bro, what is going on here? I don't know what I just did wrong. I don't know. They've been going through some maintenance, but this is like weird. Like, why are there no candles anywhere? Okay. There we go. So I want to go over today. So I was bullish last night. I did not live trade last night. So this is the micro futures. This is the futures micro Nasdaq contracts right here, and so this is really what I was seeing for today. I did not make it to the charts this morning. I worked a 10-hour shift last night, so this is what I was seeing for today, right? And I was aiming for this right here, and I know it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda type deal, but this is like best that I could come up with what would have happened today, right? So, honestly, let me see if I'm on the right display capture. Yep. All right, cool. So for today, let's say that we were on the charts 8:30. We did have some jobless claims news, and we did have at 10 home sales. And so one of the rules that I established was if I can't make it to the charts before, like if I can't wake up and be on my chart at 9 o'clock, I'm cutting off trading for the day, because I'm not fixing to pull up here 9:15 trying to figure out, get everything right, and then just end up going boop boop up or down $1,000 or something. So what happened for today? So 9:30 candle was right here. Trying to see what we're doing after that. I see this. I'm like, okay, we're bullish. So we create this range right here. We come back down, and I have been implementing some supply and demand But I'm not basing my analysis off of supply and demand. If it's there, it's there. And with some of my back testing, I want to get into that, to some live back testing too as well. But here, let's just get over this first. So, we manipulate this zone, especially with this candle right here. A bunch of buyers got in the market. Stop loss could have been at this previous high or this previous low right here. And so as soon as we close above and below, that is an entry with good price action. But I didn't like how this candle closed, or these three candles, so I went back and I looked at it on a 30-second time frame, and it still wasn't the cleanest. So I went down to the 15-second chart to kind of bust those candles up to see really what's going on. And this right here would have been a picture perfect entry right here. Stop loss would have been above there because we manipulated, and this goes along with bearish narrative. And we could have aimed for this swing low right here. Also, we did not close below the 20 EMA. Hold on. Sorry guys, but so as you guys can see, we did not close below or we did not close above that 20 EMA average. So let's say that we would have placed the trade on the 15-second just for the entry, for entry basis, and then we did not close above that 20 EMA on the 1-minute chart. So if I would have just aimed for this big swing low right here, that would have been a 251 point move. And let's say, okay, we have now hit our profit target right here. We respected the 9. We're going down, 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 down. We still did not close above. So with that being said, we're maximizing our wins right here, which this is crazy work, bro. 492 points would be absolutely absurd. We still did not close above. So we could have held on until somewhere around here. Is that right? There's no way that's right. 270. Why is it saying that? Holy moly, that would have been a 750 point move, bro. That is absurd. Are you serious? Whoa. If we were at 280, holy moly. So yeah, we absolutely tanked today. That right there would have been the craziest trade of my life. But just saying, that could have happened today. I don't want to say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I do want to go over some live back testing to show you guys some new stuff that I have been looking at. So, alright, cool. So we're just going to rock with it, right? So now you guys can see my screen. So we are going over... this is Tuesday, the December 10th of 2024. I don't know this market structure, this anything. I'm just back testing over the last year to test a couple things. So let's see where we're at. I'm gonna turn this off because it's kind of messing me up a little bit. There we go. Actually, is that too dark? Yeah, that's a little too dark. But alright. Dang, I don't like how bright that is. Alright, cool. So let's get into it. I just want to speed run from Wednesday to the next Wednesday with you guys to show you guys a couple things. So this would be a Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. We have hit this fair value gap perfectly, and we are aiming to go higher. So we have buy side, and if we do that, we will be expanding maybe 150 points. And if we go lower, so if we were to go lower, I like this gap right here. But we would be, so we're basically at all-time highs right now. So I'm just wanting to see bullish market structure. We've already hit fair value gap here. We have sweat liquidity, and we're pushing forward. So let's see what happens. So it is 8:45. Let's go to 9:15, and let's just go to the 3-minute to see where we are at. Alright, so 9:30 candle is right there. It was only 5.5 points, so it is December, a little bit lower volatility. So it is 9:39, so it is 9:41, so it is permissible to take a trade at this time. Alright, cool. I really want to show you guys how I've been implementing a little bit of supply and demand, but let's see if we can get a setup. So we are trading at all-time highs. Okay, so there's a bunch of gaps in here, so there's a lot of liquidity to be taken throughout that price leg. So one thing that I've been looking at is it makes a lot of sense. If there's a bottom and there are wicks right there, I've just been kind of testing me showing that range. Because by doing this, it gives you an image of what we are actually respecting. And I've just been doing that a lot. So, from right here, it's like, what are we really respecting here? Can't really see it on the, well, yeah, you can. So, this right here would now be a supply or demand zone because we are respecting this brown candle. That's how I am seeing it. And so if we respect this nicely with good price action, I've been using that for some entries. Like, this is not A+ price action, but let's just see what happens. There we go. So let's just say, let's do some standard deviation work. So we can target the 2 standard deviation. Let's just say that this is our stop loss from here. I would not take this trade right here, but just for hypothetical purposes, plus it's a 1.8 risk to reward. I just want to see what kind of happens. These are some things that I've been testing. So we're coming back into this supply zone here, or demand zone. I forget which one it is. I just want to see how we kind of react off of that. Okay, cool. So let's look on the 3-minute chart and really see what happened. So we came back. So it's like we came down, we tapped into this zone, and we got a false push. We came back down to take out stop losses and to collect more supplier demand. So from right here in this price action, is it that hard to form like a good bias? Like, let's see on the 30-second what kind of price action we are getting. So we do have these 2 candles right here. That is pretty good price action. I wouldn't say that's A+ yet, but that is pretty good price action. And let's just say we want to hold on to this trade until it crosses the 20 EMA to maximize trades. You're at a 2.7 risk to reward right now. Let's watch it on the minute. And let's just see what happens. So we end up hitting right there. That's a 2.5 risk to reward, 56 points. So that's some of the stuff that I have been testing a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to the next day. So it is 8 o'clock. We have ran buy side. So we are wanting to either target somewhere in there. Let's go to the 15 and see if it's a little bit cleaner. Which I like to use the hour, 15, 3-minute, 1-minute, 30-second entries sometimes. Because there's the way that I trade, I'm just trying to see, hey, where is the next 250 point move? So I don't care to get onto the 4-hour and daily chart to have all those aligned, because that doesn't really help me in how I trade. But if I can look at the hour, I can say, hey, if we go down, we're wanting to go at, let's say, 300 points. That's reasonable. And there is liquidity down there that has not been taken. Plus, we're at all-time highs, and we have closed below this range, stating that we have now manipulated. I don't really like to use the 30. So it is 8:45. Let's see what the 9:30 candle does on the 3-minute. Alright, so let's see how we react off of this range. Buy side's going to be up there. But I would say that, man, I have really been observing the markets best I ever have. And that's just with consistency. Dude, I come home and I spend at least 2 to 2.5 hours each day. And one thing that I have implemented is right whenever I come home, some of the stuff that I think through throughout work, I set a timer for 12 minutes. I set a timer for 12 minutes every day, and I just come back home and journal. People like to journal different ways. They like to journal every little thing about their entry and trade. I like to just journal. It gives me a little bit of clarity. So here we go. Let's watch the 9:30 candle. So we are bearish, right? So where are some of our targets here? There's a gap right there, and I want to measure how low can you go. Shoot. So I just want to measure out and see, man, if this actually works or if this plays out in my favor. That's a 179 point move after the 9:30 candle. I think that's reasonable. And if we don't and we continue to go higher, let's just watch what happens. So what has happened right here? We have respected something right there. And what does that lead to? Clearly we are respecting a gap. And is there good price action off of that gap? Yes, but I do not trade from 9:30 to 9:40. I like to let the market chill out a little bit. So let's see what happens here. Because if you would have taken an entry right there at 9:30 open, you would be having a heart attack right now. The trade would be looking something like this. And you'd be having a heart attack right now. So let's see exactly what happens. Okay. Alright. So how does this look on the 3-minute? That right there is good price action. I like the way that this is looking. Let's say we take this live. Alright, and it's like, why? Well, we closed below a big zone, in my opinion. We've closed below this. We have closed below this zone. We closed above and closed back below it. That is giving me manipulation tendencies. So a bunch of buyers got in the market. We take out their stop losses. Now this is going to be the big move. So let's just say, hypothetically, we want to risk 15 contracts, 15 micro contracts. And let's say there are stop losses above this wick. This is a 1 to 6 risk to reward. This is huge. Usually I don't get a lot of trades that are 1 to 6, but let's see what happens. Okay, bam. Alright, so right here, realistically, the market is offering me break even. We're getting some crazy price action. The market's saying, hey, you can get out right here, or you can wait to see what happens. So let's let's wait and see what happens. Right there, that's still scary. That's really scary. So we probably should have gotten out of break even, or we can just keep watching. Bam. That is perfect price action right there. So we are sticking this trade out. Oh, there we go again. So let's just see what happens here. Alright, so now this wick right here is saying, hey man, we don't want to go down. Market's offering you another break-even opportunity. I would, let's just wait for the next candle. I want to get out right now, but let's just see what happens. This would be a break-even trade. Okay. And we have crossed the 20 EMA now, which is only what I use whenever I'm in a trade. So let's say that we would have been out at break-even. Now, I want to see on the opposing side of things, we are rejecting from here to here. What is right there in this range? Because right now we are observing, hey, we are rejecting some type of zone, and there is something within there that we do not want to follow through. And so what I think it is this last bearish candle is a supplier demand zone. And we now have pretty solid price action off of this zone. So let's say that we were wanting to buy right here. This really is not an A+ entry, but just for me showing my perspective, I'm already break even. For the day. And let's just see if we can create newer all-time highs. All right, cool. So that would have been if I would have taken that trade, whatever. I know this is a little bit confusing, but I want to get this across because I want to show you guys what I've been looking at. So let's say that, hey, we would have held this trade, blah, 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 blah. We have now gotten really good price action to the downside. Yeah. So we would have been break even, but let's just keep watching. Let's see if there's another setup available. Because realistically, we would have been out the trade. We would have just been observing. We manipulate this range. Could have possibly entered something like this. And we could have targeted, at the least, we could have targeted this buy side liquidity right here. So I just want to keep on watching. Alright, so that's what could have happened. Whatever. Let's go on to the next day. This price action was not as clean, not as smooth as what I would like to see. But obviously we manipulated lower to come back up. Let me see if there is a zone right there. But from just observing where we're rejecting in the wick, if you can just measure that out, it gives you a lot of perspective, because for order blocks or for supply and demand zones, it's just like there's more of a chance. There's more probabilities of you entering a trade and widening the horizon of your entry bias. Could have looked at something like that. This is not good price action, but just to kind of widen some stuff and to add into the collection. So let's see. Let's see what else for the next day. So this is a new week. No, it's a new day. Friday. We are still making newer all-time highs from December, and we now have sell side liquidity that has been generated, and we also have a big gap to the downside. And depending on how you like to trade for newer all-time highs, you've got to be really, really careful. Alright, so we have closed above a zone and below. So technically right now I am bearish. Let's see what the 930 candle does. Okay. So we are now above this zone. And we are looking to be bullish. So let's see what happens from, just say here. Bam. So it is 9:42. We have completely broken above this range. There is good price action. Let's see if we can enter off of a pullback. Nope, nope, nope. So we're just flying. Cool. So now, this is the stuff that I've been talking about. Let's see from here, from this wick range, what is inside of here. Is there a supply or demand zone? Is there an order block? This is kind of the stuff that I've been testing. Let's see the price action. So that is not A plus price action, but that is strong. So if you go lefter here, there is a demand zone or supply zone. I'm forgetting if supply is up or if demand is down, but let's just see what happens. So it's like, what are we truly rejecting right here in this range? And it's very cool because you're becoming a better observer of the market. Okay, cool. So for me, this really would not have been that good of a trading day. We're at all-time highs again. But let's just look at a couple of things. So let's just say we see this right here, and we see that we are rejecting off of here. We are rejecting off of an order block or supply or demand zone, whatever you want to call it. That's how I see it. And if there is good price action right here, it's like, why would you not take that opportunity? Again, let's say right here, what are we rejecting? Order block right here or supply or demand zone. And so with this candle right here, let's go to the 30-second and bust up this 1014 candle to see if we could have formed. Yes, that right there is A plus price action. So right here was a failed push to the upside. We are respecting a 1 minute range or a 1 minute supply or demand zone order block, and we could aim for sell side liquidity right here. This right here is a perfect example of what I've been what I've been testing, because bro, we're just observing the market here. We're just observing, and what is this? What are these two candles right here really saying? We're rejecting off a range. We don't want to go up. That's what the damage of this wick is telling us. This wick right here is telling us we don't want to go up either. So we have came down. We want to come back up to let those first, to give another opportunity for the people who did not get in this first wave. So this is your trading range. This is your first leg, pull back. The second leg is going to be longer. This right here is like a point. Let's see. I maybe need to reverse this. No, I had it right the first time. So this right here would be like a 0.85 to 0.9 Fibonacci level. But anyways, right here, I feel like this is enough bias to give you a proper entry. And this is just some things that I've been testing, because if there's more opportunities to widen what you have in your bag as a scalping trader, it's clear. You're just observing the market. What happened right here? We're just going from the body to the wick, saying, what are we rejecting? Is there anything plausible up there? Is there anything permissible up there? It's like, yes. And then secondly, so let's just bust this candle up. That's why I say to go off of two monitors. You could have the 1 minute here and the 3 minute here. You could have the 1 minute here and the 30-second here. So let's just say that we were looking at this range, how we're rejecting. And that is A plus price action. That right there is a 3.75 trade. And if we're going under the 20 EMA, we haven't closed over besides right here. And we had a doji. So let's just wait for one more candle. Bam, we close under it. And then now we're beginning to displace even more. And I mean, that's what I've been trying to implement to maximize. That's what I've been doing. All right, let me gather my thoughts here. It's a lot that I've been back testing, y'all. So we are still under this EMA right here, and we have hit our target, but we have not closed above. There's no reason for you to not maximize your gains. You're staying in the trade longer. You're maximizing your wins. So let's see if we can come back up and tap into this EMA or crossover. I mean, if you guys see what I'm saying, because the trade would have been 81 points no matter what, because we hit our target threshold. But if you wait to see, hey, we haven't closed over yet, we haven't closed above, let's see what the market can give us. It gives you another 50 something points just by waiting, since we haven't closed over the EMA. We tapped into it right there. We still haven't closed above. I mean, are you not happy with 132 points right now? Let's just see what happens from here. Bro, are you not happy with a 190 point move? Let's just keep waiting and see what happens. So we officially cross over right there. You could have gotten out at 190 points. You could have gotten out at 160 points. You could have gotten out at 80 points. This is the stuff that I've been back testing. And it is very, very cool with these type of entries. So let's just go over another day. Okay, so before market open, we have already created new all-time highs again. So let's see what happens. I would love if we could come and take this out, or if there is a buy opportunity that is still permissible. So since I don't have a lot of data over here, I would be measuring out a manipulation leg to use standard deviation for my take profits. That's ICT 2022 mentorship playbook right there. So let's see. 15-minute chart. So it is now 9:15 on Monday, December 16th. That's my birthday. So let's see what happens from here. 9:30 candle. Bam. Alright. So we have closed very strong on the 9:30 candle. Let's see if there's any manipulation going on. 9:39. It's permissible to take a trade now. So let's see what happens. Uh-oh, there's a bunch of stuff saying this is choppy waters. So let's go out to the 15 and see what's happening. So there are relative equal lows right there you could be targeting. We could have a manipulation move, negative 150 points, or we could keep expanding. So this right here could be a exhaustion candle type deal. Let's see. So we made a push, We came back down. So it's like, what are we respecting right in here? That's kind of what I'm looking at. Let's see what the 3 minute is saying. Okay, there was a 3 minute fair value gap. Cool. So there was not a plus price action right here, but it's looking like we came down and we respected this candle right here. Market is looking very weak. Volatility could be looking for a move lower. All right. So what has happened? Did we really manipulate above here? It looks like it from this candle and this candle. So that right there is exhaustion. Right? So it looks like we were trying to go up, and then we rejected some type of zone in here. What is right there? Supplier demand zone / order block. So we close, we come back up, we don't want to push lower, we can't push lower. We are now very bearish. This right here would be an ideal bearish setup. It still just doesn't look A+. It doesn't look to what I'm used to, but there's a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So let's say that this was a live trade. Okay, so what I'm kind of doing right here is I'm busting this big bearish candle up, and it looks all right. That's not A+, but for hypothetical sake, let's just say we entered the trade. Could have gotten out right there since we went over the EMA. Alright, so what happened right here? What was this right here, this zone? Is there anything in here that we could have made a really big bias out of? I'm just seeing this brown candle right here for order block. So we came up, we couldn't push anymore, we had to come back down to gain supplier demand. This right here is, it's just not good price action. So it wasn't a good trading day. Or you could have entered off of those if you would liked it. It would not have been a good A+ setup. So let's see what else happens. Right here. What are we rejecting from right here? Is there anything right there that looks really good? Supply / demand zone / order block right there. This white candle is what we came up. We rejected. We're rejecting hard right here. This would be more of like an A+ entry for me. I really like this. So let's say that we were to get in right here off the 30-second entry. Oh, got taken out. Cool. So yeah, let's see if we can get a better entry. Which, that's what's going to happen whenever you're trading at all-time highs and you're trying to sell. Mostly you'd be trying to buy. Probably wouldn't take this trade live, but I did like that. You know, I like that price action. We rejected a very permissible zone right here. We had good price action. And hey, we just lost a trade. So, not that big of a deal. Followed my system. So yeah, we're just chopping up at all-time highs. It's now running into lunch. So I'm looking at this as some type of manipulation. We were expecting a fair value gap here. This right here is very good price action. You could have taken another trade right here, trying to sell at all-time highs. Let's see. Got chopped again, that's fine. Wouldn't be really a big deal. It's just you have to have context, you know, if we're at all-time highs, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. But that's some of the stuff I've been looking at. So yeah, it is very cool. I feel like I've been observing the market better than ever, just spending time back testing, and it is awesome. But yeah, just want to kind of show you guys and be transparent. It's a 45-minute video. Ooh, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that's going to be a little live testing session of kind of showing you guys what I've been looking at. So yeah, that's going to be the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be live trading on Friday, and peace out.